Welcome to the Gospel Road. We're going to look at John 16. It says, I have said all these things to you to keep you from falling away. They will put you out of the synagogues. Indeed, the hour is coming. Whoever kills you will think he is offering service to God. And they will do these things because they have not known the Father nor me. But I have said these things to you that when their hour comes, you may remember that I told them to you. I did not say these things to you from the beginning because I was with you. But now I am going to him who sent me. And none of you asked me, where are you going? Because I have said these things to you. Sorrow has filled your heart. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is to your advantage that I go away. For if I do not go away, the Helper will not come to you. But if I go, I will send him to you. And when he comes, he will convict the world concerning sin and righteousness and judgment. Concerning sin, because they do not believe in me. Concerning righteousness, because I go to the Father and you will see me no longer. Concerning judgment, because the ruler of this world is judged. I still have many things to say to you, but you cannot bear them now. When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all truth, for he will not speak on his own authority, but whatever he hears, he will speak, and he will declare to you the things that are to come. He will glorify me, for he will take what is mine and declare it to you. All that the Father has is mine. Therefore, I said that he will take what is mine and declare it to you. A little while, and you will see me no longer. And again, a little while, and you will see me. So some of his disciples said to one another, what is this that he says to us? A little while you will not see me, and again a little while you will see me. And because I am going to the Father, so they were saying, what does he mean by a little while? We do not know what he is talking about. Jesus knew that they wanted to ask him, so he said to them, is this what you were asking yourselves when I meant by saying, a little while you will not see me, and then again a little while you will see me? Truly, truly, I say to you, you will weep and lament, but the world will rejoice. You will be sorrowful, but your sorrow will turn into joy. When a woman is giving birth, see how sorrow, because her hour has come. But when she has delivered the baby, she no longer remembers the anguish for joy that a human being has been born into the world. So also you have sorrow now, but I will see you again, and your hearts will rejoice, and no one will take your joy from you. In that day, you will ask nothing of me. Truly, truly, I say to you, whatever you ask of the Father in my name, he will give it to you. Until now, you have asked nothing in my name. Ask, and you will receive, that your joy may be full. I have said these things to you in figures of speech. The hour is coming when I will no longer speak to you in figures of speech, but will tell you plainly about the Father. That day you will ask in my name, and I do not say to you that I will ask the Father on your behalf, for the Father himself loves you, because you have loved me and have believed that I came from God. I came from the Father and have come back into the world, and now I am leaving the world and going to my Father. His disciples said, now you are speaking plainly and not using figurative speech. Now we know that you know all things and do not need anyone to question you. That is why we believe that you came from God. Jesus answered them, do you now believe? Behold, the hour is coming. Indeed, it has come, when you will be scattered, each to his own home, and will leave me alone. Yet I am not alone, for the Father is with me. I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation. But take heart, I have overcome the world. John 16 is what we looked at. Take heart. Be gone. Come back. It's Jesus talking about leaving and then, dying, coming again, and then going to heaven. As we go through our stages, motions of life, when we are sharing information, talking, Jesus shared stories, parables. Then from there, he went to plain speak of here's what's going to happen. Here's what you need to do. Wouldn't it be nice if we were actually dealing with that every day? And the thing is, that never happens. We're in a new world of communication that somehow the communication isn't working, or because of that communication, somehow greed has been pulled into that. So no matter what you're being told, well, you might not always be told the right thing, or you're told one thing today and it changes tomorrow. One thing with what Jesus said, it didn't change yesterday, today, and forever. It's always the same. And I say that because here's an interesting thing. So we're all learning social media. We're all learning to get out there and share, whatever the platform may be, Facebook, Twitter, Threads, TikTok. And we're dealing with algorithms, which we're learning more and more about algorithms. And now with artificial intelligence, AI that is out there that can help you do things, to write things, to post things, to maybe do things a little better, do things a little quicker. I mean, they even have artificial, AI virtual assistants that can answer the phone for you, get information for you, put it into a spreadsheet and send it to you. I almost would say that they probably have one that you can call and they can transfer a call to you. I haven't gotten that deep of looking, but I know at least the other of someone making a call for you, because there's a friend of mine that I know that actually uses that, and he shared it with me, and it was really weird. I had a conversation with the computer. What was the movie a few years ago about the whole artificial intelligence? The guy fell in love with the AI, but that's what we are. We're in this ever-changing world of how things happen. So, example, again, he speaks plainly. Here's what you need to do. Here's what needs to happen. Go forth and do it. Okay. So we are now trying to understand this social media bubble. We're being told what to do, is the best way to go about to help your algorithm of your page so people can see what you're doing. So, it's, liking a post, sharing a post, a comment, whatever that is. So I'm trying to do my best with dealing with all this stuff. So you follow the rules. Here's an interesting thing. So, we're dealing with man because you can follow the rules and then they change the rules on you. See, that's what we deal with every day. Here are the rules, but then now, no, they're going to change. It's just like when you're dealing with, laws and taxes and things like that, because everything comes to interpretation, which now with that, a lot of things that are being shared with you is shared out of interpretation. I don't know that it's interpretation. Some things I think it's very plain. They just change the rules on you. That's what we deal with. And again, using the whole social media basis is the idea. So I'm sharing, liking all the things that I'm supposed to do. Go in, and I have many friends we'll use Facebook because that's the one that I keep getting slapped with. Not even attempting to or trying, but doing what I'm supposed to do. Try to get through, try to keep up with it. When people share a post that I do, try to like that. When people comment on it, try to like it. Sometimes there is just a massive load of those that I need to get through. Then I get banned. Yeah, they say that I've somehow broken the rules of, the Facebook community. And I'm sure it's because I'm liking too much, liking too fast, all these things. But I'm liking things that people have done to me. And if you do it too quickly, they lock you out for an hour, 24 hours, whatever it may be. I mean, I'm not just going through and liking other people's stuff. I'm liking stuff of my notifications. and I get in trouble for that. Like I said, here's what you should do, but we're going to change the rules because that's not really what you should do. Because if you're doing that too much, you're probably not a real person. You're a robot. So we're going to have to lock you out. Isn't that funny? Because we're doing so much. I mean, this cashless society, using credit cards for everything, no cash, no things like that we're dealing with. So we're becoming this automated society. We're becoming so automated, they have no idea if you are a real person or if you are a bot. Isn't that crazy? So then you're a real person doing what is being told to you only to be halted because, well, maybe you're not real. How are we dealing with people? How do we share things with others? I mean, do we do that? Do we give them a expectation? Do we give them a procedure? And then as they're doing those procedures, well, no, that's not what I meant. That it needs to change. We need to do it different now. I mean, I hear that from people all the time in work. They get told how to do something, and then every month, sometimes every week, and some I've heard every day, which is just crazy that they're always changing how to do something. So you don't even give it long enough to see if whatever the initial decision was, if that will work, because you're being stopped. The rules have now changed. And I know I've seen this through marketing, dealing with media over the years, because, here you come up with this great marketing plan. You execute that marketing plan. You're trying to get it out there. You're trying to share things about your product, your company, to get the word out there, to get your market impressions. But then, well, no, wait, we need to change how we're doing that. We're going to do it different. Anything that you do, when you make a decision, you have to give it time. See, we are in a society now that everything needs to happen right now. We are in this, I remember being a kid because they were always talking about fast food, because now we have this fast food mentality, the convenience, because we can go through the drive-through, we can go in the line, and boom, we get the food immediately, and then we just move on and go about our lives. Now we are even quicker on getting things, even more convenient, because we basically have a computer in our hand when we're dealing with our phones. We have social media with instant posts about things that are going on if you're following, whatever that, again, whatever platform it is that you're using. So now the impatience comes. So we're not being patient anymore. We're not giving something time to work. The funny thing is, even with artificial intelligence, it has to be trained. It has to learn. I was talking with with someone a few weeks ago, and I know one of the areas that AI is being used a lot in is in the hospitality business with hotels, because basically with that AI, it can go and it can check all your competitors' rates of other hotels, what the rates are, what those rooms rates are. So room rates change by the second. But when they first launched it, it took them 3 years to train it. It had to be trained because it would go out, it would do the information, but then at the same time, there wasn't enough history for it to give the correct information. So it first went out and prices would just go crazy. They'd have to go and they'd have to fix it. So again, takes time. Just like building a program, doing something, you build it, you have to then test it to make sure that it works. We hear the same thing with research trials. When you're researching something, trying to learn something, and even when it comes to pharmaceuticals, of testing it and trying it, and does this work? But they're trying to get to the point, so they shrink that so they can get it on the market faster, to make more money faster. See, a lot of times it comes down to, I want it now. We need that return on investment today. But that's not always the way it works. It's the patience. That's the part that we have to think about. That's the part that we have to learn. We have to be able to wait. And that is a hard part in today's society. Jesus, just like Jesus talking to the disciples, I'm going to leave in a while. Then in a while I'll come back, and then in a while I'll leave again. Again, the timing. when it's ready to go, when it's ready to be released. And how many times do things get released, especially on programs? We see it with computers that it was too soon. They need to get the fixes. And always, every time, there's always some new update for your computer, new update for the app because they found some sort of bug. So pretty much it's trial and error as it's being released, not dealing with the patience because it needs to get out there, because we need it to be out there, because we want it now. We don't want to wait for 6 months. We want it now. These are things that we have to think about. And then how are we passing that on? Is that the same thing that we're doing when we are dealing with our coworkers, when we're dealing with those that we are managing or supervising? Is that the same mentality that we're given? And it could be because that's what's coming from up above, because they have no patience. Their board has no patience because they want that return on investment right now. They want to see the money right now. Buying real estate takes time. It takes patience. You buy it and you have to sit on it for a while before you see that return on investment. But that's not the world that we really live in today anymore, is it? We are living in a world of now. We're living in a world of constant changing. And sometimes we're living in a world that we're given information that is not accurate. Or it's accurate, but then they change it on you because that's not what they want. Social media, they give you a plan, they give you something to work on your algorithm, but no, they stop it because, no, we would rather you buy ads, right? So if you're wanting to really reach more people, you need to boost your post. You need to do some sort of ad campaign. Money. That's what it comes down to. Dollars and cents. Their return on investment. You're hoping you're getting your return on investment. But sometimes, again, we got to start small. We always talked about it was guerrilla marketing because we didn't have a marketing budget. So how could you get out there and do something so that way people were knowing and hearing about you and learning about you? How are you able to get in front of them when you had little to no budget? Very important. And with that, we need to try and keep ourselves accountable and hold ourselves in check, because we can't always have things as quickly as we want them, because that's not really how the world works, even though they're trying to make it work that way. And then what happens is a lot of frustration, annoyances, people getting angry, and then they just want to give up or they want to move on, or who knows what they want to do. Very important to think about that. Very important to work on that patience. Very important to really think something all the way through before you just jump or make that decision or make that launch, to make sure it is right. Yeah, is it going to be perfect? Probably not. And you might have to do some tweaking, which will happen. But you still need to be aware, need to understand, need to know what's going to happen, where it's going to go, what those steps are to do that. Again, it's a marathon. We don't start and end. It's a long race, and it takes time because we have a lifetime to get through it, to figure all of the things out. John 16. That's what we looked at today. Read it. How can it help you understand where you are, what stage you're in, and how you can share that and help others? In fact, as they always say, how things always come back. I was seeing a commercial over the weekend, and I remember as a kid, they always used in the Army, be all that you can be, right? I actually saw it in an ad again. They were bringing it back. Interesting, isn't it? We're trying to be all that we can be every day, to be our best every day, to do our best every day. But then again, we still need to learn. We weren't born and we didn't graduate within 6 months. We had to learn to talk, had to learn to walk, had to learn to write, had to learn history. We went through 18 years of school, then you have college beyond that, and then you still learn as you are going through life and dealing with business as you start a new job, and there's something to learn. There's a manual. Always learning, because we're always growing. Like that artificial intelligence, we're always growing. Return on investment, not always going to happen quickly. It takes time. It takes patience. And we seem to have lost a lot of that because we're expecting everything now out of convenience, because we're used to getting things quickly. We've been trained that way now. We have an entire generation that's all they've known. I'm a split generation where we still had phones before we even had cell phones. You didn't have computers, but nothing was available to the average person. Internet was also born at that time. Watching that evolution of life, of how things changed and what is now available to us that we can now use and see. Sometimes being used correctly, sometimes not being used very well. John 16. Be sure to read that. All right. Thank you so much for listening. If you joined us, be sure to share it with others on social media. You can find me on pretty much any platform, My Buddy Jimmy, and wherever you're listening, whatever platform you're listening, give me a rating as well. That's always appreciated, right? All right. Again, social media, mybuddyjimmy.com. I'm kind of like everywhere. Thank you for listening to The Gospel Road. Have a great day. God bless.
Spinal adjustments provided by Dr. Chad Rolfson. The Spinal Tuning Chiropractic Center is a Des Moines area low flat fee per month unlimited chiropractic care practice. When life happens, just adjust. Schedule today at spinaltuning.com.
If you're looking for help with software, app, web development, be sure to check out my friends at ingenuitycompany.com. They believe in their clients. Software development, app development, web development, visioning, design thinking, diagramming, organizational development, strategy. They can help you at the Ingenuity Company. Find out more at ingenuitycompany.com.
The Jimmy Olsen Radio Network.